Goodness. The backlash on DiJonai Carrington. DiJonai Carrington is gone nuclear.
Ladies and gentlemen, the WNBA has hit the boiling point, and the reason? DiJonai Carrington. That's right. While the league is trying to capitalize on a once-in-a-generation talent in Caitlin Clark, it has now found itself in the middle of a full-blown crisis. Not because of declining ratings or marketing missteps, but because of DiJonai Carrington, or as fans are starting to call her, DJ Dirty Play.
With you guys today, mirror, mirror on the wall, DiJonai Carrington, you are the dirtiest dirtbag of the night. She has been on a crime spree. That's right, folks. She has been on a crime spree, robbing the WNBA blind, masquerading as a professional basketball player when in reality, she is just a reckless athlete.
We're not talking about intense matchups, rough rebounds, or hustle fouls. We're talking about a clear and dangerous pattern of behavior. Flagrant fouls, intentional harm, and unsportsmanlike conduct. Something that has reached a point where people are calling for a permanent ban. Not a fine, not a one-game suspension, but a total ban on Carrington.
They're flagrant fouls, they're dirty plays, they're trashy plays. Someone's going to get very physically injured. At this point, DiJonai Carrington, forget about it. You won't beat these alligators.
Now let's talk about what went down. There was the ponytail grab incident, where DiJonai yanked another player, Sarah Ashley Barker, down by her hair like it was a schoolyard wrestling match. Commentators gasped. The arena fell silent. Even slow-motion replays made people wince. And still, the refs called it a loose ball foul. That's not tough defense. That's WWE tryout level foul play.
Watch it again. This is ridiculous. Look at this. Whoa! Come on, bro. You can't justify that.
This is premeditated. This is calculated. Look, there's no confusion here. None. Look at her.
Whoa!
She reaches up and drags this player to the floor.
Fans aren't buying the "she's just passionate" narrative anymore. Passion doesn't explain repeated fouls that target the face, the head, and the hair. Passion doesn't justify cheap shots when the refs' backs are turned. Passion doesn't lead to highlight reels filled with nothing but bruises and blindside hits. This is no longer speculation. This is a pattern, and it's a pattern that the WNBA is enabling.
DiJonai Carrington wants to get on her social media and want to claim that she's the victim and that she's not a dirty player. The league has rescinded fouls. Yeah, the league's rescinding flagrant fouls on you because it's run by a bunch.
DiJonai Carrington has racked up 3 official flagrant fouls in just the last few weeks. And if we're being honest, that number could easily be 5 or 6. The WNBA rulebook is clear. Multiple flagrant fouls result in suspensions. But we're past the threshold now. What Carrington's doing isn't just aggressive play. It's dangerous, reckless, and borderline criminal on a basketball court.
Feeling when it comes to DiJonai Carrington and dirty basketball, DiJonai Carrington and flagrant fouls. How come every time I'm watching a flagrant foul, you're committing the foul? How come every time I'm watching a dirty play, you in the play? DiJonai.
Remember when she did the infamous eye poke on Caitlin Clark? Yes, the WNBA's golden goose, the player pulling in record ratings and attracting millions of new fans to the league. During a heated game, Carrington reached in on a routine play, and instead of going for the ball, her hand swiped directly across Clark's face, grazing her eye with disturbing precision.
Of course, we all remember the Freddy Krueger claws to the eyeball of Caitlin Clark last year. We all remember this. It set the world on.
Slow motion replays left no doubt. The contact was real, the intention questionable, and the fallout immediate. Clark recoiled, grabbing her face, visibly shaken. But what did the referees do? Nothing. Not a flagrant, not a tech, just a regular old shrug and play on. Now that moment could have been the end of Carrington's season. But instead it became just one of many. Because in 3 of her last 5 games, Carrington has been involved in egregious contact that left players on the floor and fans stunned.
This will be a better
Internet as
angle of
fast
it. I
as
think
I
we'll be
do,
able to see
but
how hard the
here we go. Let me just, I'll
ball
play
is
it
right here.
again.
That's a hard ball.
There's
And she
another
does hit her
brutal.
in
I
the
mean,
face.
let's drop the Dusty Rhodes bionic elbow just right on the head of somebody.
The undercut on Skylar Diggins-Smith, another reckless, unnecessary play that could have resulted in serious injury. And how about the borderline clothesline on Jessica Shepard, or the hit to Sabrina Ionescu's head that magically didn't make the stat sheet? Every game that Carrington isn't suspended, every silent shrug from Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, it all adds fuel to the fire.
She responded, "Y'all fans swear I'm such a dirty dirtbag. Y'all fans swear I'm such a dirty player. I'm so over this narrative because if you really know ball, you know I just play hard as F and never give up on a play." And yup, we challenged the last couple of flagrants and got them rescinded because I'm always trying to make a play on the ball.
And believe it or not, DiJonai Carrington actually responded to the allegations leveled against her. And what was her defense? That she's only trying to make a play on the ball? Really, DiJonai? Is this the best excuse you could come up with? Because the last time I checked, she literally yanked someone's ponytail to the ground. In what world does it count as making a play on the ball?
Whoa!
She literally just grabbed the hair of Sarah Ashley Barker and yanked her ass backwards. I'm sorry. That's ejection. That's an ejection. That should be an ejection.
And as for the fouls being rescinded against her, let's be real. The WNBA is afraid of the backlash from the woke players because let's be honest, their fan base loves to cry about mythical racism whenever these players get caught in a lie. And this is exactly what DiJonai Carrington is doing.
I mean, not only is the WNBA covering for players like this, they're doing these egregious things on the court that is not physical play. It's dirty play with a big fat D. Some of these players wouldn't know nothing about that. Anyway, with a big fat D, it's dirt.
That's right. The league's own rules stipulate that multiple flagrant fouls in a short time frame warrant automatic suspension. So what gives? Why is Carrington still suiting up like nothing happened? That's the question millions of fans are asking, and they're not buying the silence from the WNBA front office. Fans aren't just mad at Carrington anymore, they're furious at the league.
This person, Kathy Engelbert, you're the problem. Since you seem to think this kind of play is acceptable, not to this play, but many others, you should be held accountable when someone is serious.
Pundits are furious. Analysts across ESPN, Fox Sports, and sports podcasts have openly called the WNBA's leadership weak, tone-deaf, and irresponsible. Social media is a war zone, with hashtags like Ban Carrington and Do Your Job NBA dominating trending lists. Fans are stitching together video compilations of Carrington's dirty fouls, and the evidence is damning. When players like Nafisa Collier start speaking up about unnecessary aggression in the league, you know something is wrong.
You guys remember DJ Carrington, right? She's the pretend basketball player who accidentally poked Caitlin Clark in the eye last year. She's one of the leaders in the WNBA in the fight against mythical racism. But DJ, she has decided to take it a step further. DJ has used her investigative skills to reveal a more sinister racism in the WNBA. Not only are fans of Caitlin Clark being accused of mythical racism, according to DiJonai Carrington, WNBA officials, referees, they are also guilty of this heinous crime.
The silence from Engelbert only makes it worse. There's now a growing belief that the WNBA is more interested in managing public image than actually ensuring fair and safe play. And that's a gamble that could cost them dearly. It's not just about one play anymore. This is about pattern, protection, and precedent. Carrington has crossed the line multiple times. 3 flagrant fouls in 1 month means the league has every reason to issue a season-long suspension or ban.
You need to suspend DiJonai Carrington for evil Bush League play. Why is the league letting unacceptable, dangerous play by DiJonai Carrington continue? Hell, they're covering their they're getting rid of flagrant fouls. What the hell is going on? I mean, honestly, fix the dirty play.
Kathy Engelbert, the commissioner of the WNBA, the W. She needs to get her hound dogs in freaking check. She need to put them back on the leash. This is outrageous.
Now, let's talk about the bigger repercussions of the league's physicality. Because let's be real, Caitlin Clark was treated by WNBA like she owed them money. No fouls calls, no whistles, and no warnings whatsoever. She was taking legitimate hits, getting no protection, and being forced to fight through more contact than a football wide receiver in tight man coverage. And make no mistake, players like DiJonai are using this unchecked law to abuse players like Caitlin Clark.
And yet, since she's joined the league as a rookie, she's been abused. She's been abused over and over again by these other players. And reportedly, it's a race thing, that many black women inside the WNBA are resentful that this white woman came in and is getting all this attention. Nobody disputes that she's an amazing basketball player, but still they seem resentful. And
the league's failure to act decisively is now becoming the story. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert has so far avoided public discipline, fines, or even comment on Carrington's growing rap sheet. But the backlash is getting too loud to ignore. Fans are demanding it. Analysts are backing it. And with Caitlin Clark's health and safety hanging in the balance, failure to act now sends a terrifying message that the WNBA is willing to risk its golden goose to avoid controversy.
Right here. Step up, commissioner, and suspend DiJonai Carrington. If you don't, then resign. Going elbow to the head of a player a few weeks ago and now dragging a player down by the hair. Suspend or resign. Go. Grow some courage. She's a bully.
Carrington has made a few statements, mostly vague defenses that her plays weren't intentional. She claims she's misunderstood, that she plays with intensity, and that people are overreacting, but the tape doesn't lie. The victims don't lie. And the crowd booing her every touch? That doesn't lie either. What once might have been brushed off as hard-nosed defense is now being recognized for what it is: reckless aggression with no regard for safety. And the league's refusal to step in only makes it worse.
Well, DiJonai, those flagrant foul calls got rescinded because Kathy Engelbert is scared of you. Kathy Engelbert sees you across from her in her office and she starts shaking. DiJonai, you want me to rescind these flagrant fouls for you? Yeah, Kathy, that's exactly what I want.
If these same actions occurred in the NBA, Carrington would be fined, suspended, and possibly investigated by the league office. In the UFC, she would be disqualified on sight. Yet here in the WNBA, she's getting a free pass to injure and intimidate. Why? Is it favoritism, incompetence, or just fear of backlash? Because here's the thing, the backlash is already here. Fans who tuned in for Caitlin Clark are now turning off the game out of frustration.
Honestly, yeah, somebody's going to get hurt. And if you're Caitlin Clark, I mean, she's never going to do this. But, I mean, you're going to look at, there's going to be a good 2 to 3 teams in the league where you're like, damn, I wish she didn't have to play against blah, blah, blah tonight.
New viewers are left wondering if this is women's basketball or organized chaos. And longtime supporters of the league, they're starting to speak out too, demanding accountability not just from Carrington, but from Engelbert and the rest of league leadership.
DiJonai Carrington is the dirtiest player I've ever seen. Guys, at least Rick Mahorn's not hiding it. Bill Laimbeer is not hiding it. God, get in my pain. DiJonai Carrington tries to hide her dirtbagness.
The WNBA cannot afford to let this continue. If they do, they're not just risking Clark's health, they're risking the future of the league. A permanent ban may sound harsh, but when a player shows a consistent disregard for safety, flaunts the rules, and becomes a liability to the league's biggest stars, it's not just an option. It's the only choice left. Ban DiJonai Carrington. protect Caitlin Clark, and show the world that this league still believes in fairness, in safety, and in the future.